I know, I say it all the time. I love hearing the intro music to our hashtag Your Take segment. So just because it's Wednesday, DJ, pull it up one more time for me.
Oh, look at that. I feel like we need to do that hustle. Is that a hatchet that flies through at one point?
Oh, yeah. This is how we do it here on Your Morning. Okay, so you know things can get a little hectic here on the show sometimes. Am I right?
Yes.
So we often just have to play it by ear. You see what I did there? I said year, not ear. Take it in, friends. If you didn't catch it, you're going to catch it in a hot second. So today, for Your Take, we're taking a look at the phrases people often get wrong and the origins behind some of them. So let's start off with the first one that we talked about. Play it by ear. The right phrase, which is actually play it by ear.
Yes. Right.
Got it? So we put an X for the ones that's wrong and a check mark for the one
just to make sure that you get it.
Yeah.
Right. So where does this come from?
You know what? It's.
Do you want to know where?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so let me tell you. Let me
Okay,
tell you.
tell
This is
me.
what I'm here for.
Rhetorical questions.
It actually comes from the musical
I'm used
background.
to, Brandon asking me a question. I have to have an
ready to
answer.
answer.
Yeah, I'm not used to rhetorical with you. Yes, I'm really good. Okay.
So where does that one first come from? Well, it comes from the musical background. So it basically musicians, when they're playing music, rather than using, your sheets,
notes.
exactly your notes, you play it by your ear.
Well, yeah, because what you hear, you're able to parlay that into the sound.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say year, but it's actually ear. So
Interesting.
quick question for both you, AM and Linz. How do you feel when people use misused phrases?
I feel embarrassed for them. No, instantly. I do. I feel like a little bit sick in my stomach.
Yeah.
I get a little bit judgy, and I don't mean to.
Oh, no?
Oh, I do in my head, yes.
Okay, do you want to hear some other really interesting ones that is used all the time?
Yes.
Okay, so here's another one. For all intensive purposes. You ever heard this one before? For all intensive purposes? Well, if you've used it, unfortunately, the correct way is for all intents and purposes.
That's right.
A little education here on Your Morning. So where does this all come from? Well, it dates back actually to the 16th century, this phrase in particular. And the actual phrase used to be to all intents, constructions, and purposes. But it was rephrased to all intents and purposes. And what it actually means is that in every practical sense or virtually. Essentially. So it just has kind of evolved over the years.
Yeah, and audibly, too. I mean, when we talk about how people end up where they are with the, saying the ones that you have your X next to, it's all in how you hear it yourself,
Exactly.
right? So it just goes, it's like word of mouth, but word of ear.
Okay, I want to show you.
In a way.
That's a good one. I want to show you one of my favorite ones. Ready? Okay.
Oh, this one drives me crazy.
Might drive some of our viewers crazy, too. Nip it in the butt.
It is bud.
It's the bud, yeah.
Nip it in the butt doesn't even make sense.
Exactly. So it actually is, like you said, nip it in the bud. And where does this come from? Well, it actually dates back to 1595. The first, when we first heard about this phrase, it was from an author back then who wrote about it in a play. And it all comes from debudding plants.
Yes.
Right?
Hence, nip it in the bud. Like, cut it off
Exactly.
before it can bloom.
You
That's
got
the
it,
meaning
AM.
of the phrase.
Yes.
The meaning of what you say.
So it's not nip it in the butt, but nip it in the bud.
Can you be more specific?
Yeah. So how to use it?
Did you catch that one?
Oh, good one.
So but that's one that bothers me. Can you be more specific, please?
Yeah.
And people do that all the time. My children have picked up on that. They say Pacific, but they're really young, so I feel like I've got time for them. Yeah.
So which are the ones rather that I don't want to say irritate, but bother you the most?
Well, Ben brought up one at the meeting this morning that I had forgotten about. When people say whirlwind tour instead of whirlwind tour,
That's true.
That just irritates me.
Okay.
A lot. And I do, like you, I get a little judgy in my head.
I know, I really don't mean to.
Do you correct people? I correct people.
Oh, you do?
But in a really nice way.
It depends who it is.
Right. But often I'll give like I'm responding to what they say, and I said, oh, you mean like nip it in the bud? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you do that.
I repeat it back.
So it's like passive aggressive. A little bit.
Or just gentle is what I prefer.
Spoken like a true bum.
Liz, which one kind of bothers you the most?
This is a mute point.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a moot point.
Yeah.
It's a mute point. It's not. It's like the opposite of like a mute point. Yeah,
oh my goodness!
Yeah,
I know a lot of our viewers are probably like, I have so many. Can I list off a couple other ones?
Yes, please.
A complete 360. I was offering you this job, and they did a complete 360 on me.
Oh, which means you would have got the job.
They would have taken the job, so you got a complete 180. Or how about this one? Don't take me for granted. I do love a granite countertop, but it's don't take me for granted.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Ooh,
or
don't take me for granted.
a lot of people, or statute of limitations. It's actually statute of limitations. So.
Oh, I probably have used that one.
Here is the time. Everybody,
have.
come close to the TV. Come very, very close. Here is your hashtag Your Take question. What are the commonly misused or missaid phrases that bother you. Use the hashtag #YourTake. Hit us up right now on Twitter or Facebook. I even did a personal Instagram story poll for you that you can chime in on. So join this family conversation right now, and you can go pack your lunchtime snack, but make sure to come on back.